Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Last night, the Russians launched a massive drone and missile attack on Ukraine. I just uploaded a video on that with about 42 drones on Odessa, Khmelnytsky Oblast, some airfield, and I think that's what they did in Khmelnytsky. They used Kinzhals as well, and some of those drones entered the Romanian airspace. Romania is a NATO member state, and they scrambled immediately some, I don't think the Romanians actually, it was the Germans, because Romania is defended by others, because they're weak, you know. Instead of being strong, you are weak, so you allow other forces defend your country. Nevertheless, what happened? So supposedly, during that drone attack on Odessa, and it seems like somewhere around the Danube River, on the delta, the Russian drones entered the Romanian airspace. So let's see what happens. They responded with German fighter jet. So a German fighter jet. I don't remember Romania having any used German fighter jet. I know they have used F-16s and F-35s, if I remember correctly. Used, that's the key word. Why? Because that's the way we are. You always want to buy a used safety parachute. You always have a used one. Why? Because they're the safest and the best. They will never let you down. They will never let you down. Bang. So I have some maps, and I have another article besides the one that tells us about the aggression, the violation of the Romanian sacred airspace. And the other one will show Romania's hypocrisy, because obviously Romania will condemn that. But hey, they didn't condemn something else in the Middle East. So let me show you. So easy, my friends. The New Voice of Ukraine, December 14th, 2023. Russian drone, singular, attack on Ukraine violates NATO airspace over Romania, prompting German fighter jet, singular, response. This is the lonely, I don't know, lone rider or whatever. Here it is. I didn't know the Germans have fighter jets. A Russian drone attack on Ukraine violated NATO airspace over Romania overnight and caused German Eurofighters, plural, we got more than one, to scramble in response, we being the Germans. I don't think the Romanians have them. German news channel NTV reported on December 14th. So the Germans that we fought in the Second World War, now they defend our country. Oh, that means if you wait long enough, you're going to have the Russians defending the American territory from, I don't know, from Zimbabwe's attack. My friends. Although German crews identified, so the German crews in Romania identified Russian aircraft through visual contact, there was no NATO order to shoot them down. One drone exploded over Romania, preliminary data suggests. The Romanian Defense Ministry, with deflated balls, or maybe inflated because it has occupying troops on his territory, reported a crater 1.5 meters deep. So multiply that by, if you want, by 3, and you find it out in feet. So you got what? 4 something over there. It's 1.5 meters. So anyway, it's just like this big. All right. It's 5.8. No, 5 feet. Let's say 4 feet, 5 feet deep. That had been found near the village of Grind, which is 6.5 kilometers from Romania's border with Ukraine. The ministry stated, I got a map too, stated the possible probability that the crater was made by the Russian drone. Bucharest also deployed F-16 planes to carry out patrols. The used ones? No, the new ones. That's smelling new. Yeah, okay. The ministry, and now this is what's great about it here. The ministry strongly condemns the attacks by the Russian Federation on individual objects and elements of civilian infrastructure in Ukrainian ports on the Danube, the Romanian authorities said. Good, I'm with that. Now, this is where I have a problem with these weasels. Read this one. These attacks are unjustified. I'm pretty sure if you ask the Russians, they will give you a ton of justifications, don't you think? And seriously violate the norms of international humanitarian law. Okay, so Romania is very much interested in the norms of international humanitarian law. Keep that in mind, because I'm going to show you something. And this is not going to be from here, it's going to be from the TV. So, norms of international humanitarian law. Do you remember how Romania voted at the humanitarian ceasefire in Gaza on the 12th? Do you remember? Did you vote for it because they wanted the humanitarian ceasefire to be implemented? No, they didn't vote for it. So when they tell me that they seriously violate the norms of international humanitarian law, the drone that just attacks unjustified and seriously violate, let me show you the exact article here from the United Nations. All right, we got United Nations, UN General Assembly votes by large majority for immediate humanitarian ceasefire during emergency session. It was a humanitarian ceasefire, my friends, and they said here that they like the norms of international humanitarian law, Romania said. But here, let me show you, pull this out right here, and we have on the bottom, abstentions, 23, that's the yellow, that's what you're going to look for. Opposition, this is negative with 10, and this is 4, 153. So Romania was abstained. So where is Romania? You see over here Romania? It's right here, in the center, right here. So Romania with that yellow X right there is right here. So it abstained, okay? So he said, well, I'm not sure if I really want humanitarian, blah, blah, blah. It says it passed with a large majority of 153 in favor and 10 against, with 23 abstentions. So Romania abstained. But here, they have a big dick, as you can see. These attacks are unjustified and seriously violate the norms of international humanitarian law. So when I hear that, I tell my Romanian leaders, fuck off. All right? Now, let's look further and see what these guys are saying and then look over a map. They tell us that they intercepted 41 out of 42 Shahed drones. Debris from Russian drones used in the attack on Ukraine has been found in the territory of Romania several times. NATO does not believe that the attacks are deliberate. Romania has installed an anti-drone system on the border with Ukraine, and residents of border settlements received notifications if there is a threat of debris falling. So they got F-16s and they got the Eurofighter. So let's go now to the map. This is one map. And I'm going to have another one too. This is Romania right here. This is Ukraine. This is where the war occurs. Here is the Danube River that flows into the sea right here. Right there. Okay, this is the Snake Island right here. This little piece of thing where my whatever cursor is. That's where, when I talk about the Snake Island, that's where it's at, and belongs to Ukraine, because why? They can. So here is the Danube River, comes here, goes here about more than 90 degrees, goes here. This is Izmail and Reni. Izmail is right here. Reni is right here. So the Russians usually attack Izmail and Reni. These are ports on the Danube River that flows here in three. One arm, second, third one. Okay, so it must have been an Izmail or Reni. In the other article that I covered with the 42 drones launched, they didn't say anything about, they said, well, some ports along the Danube River, but then they talked about Odessa, which is right here, and then Mykolaiv right here. So the Russians attacked Mykolaiv, Odessa, and according to these guys, right here on the Danube River. Now let's look at another map, and they show a different story, and they give us here some information. So let's see what we can do here. It's the same thing as the other one, obviously. It's just going to be, again, this is as beautiful. It shows you how the Snake Islands belong to Ukraine. Why? Because they can. Anyway, so here it is. It should belong to Romania, but who cares? I mean, one mafiosi state versus another mafiosi state, the same garbage with two different names. You know, you have the same shit, smelling the same, having the same texture, but it's name A and name B. Same shit. So let's see what's going on. So as I said, this is on Ismail, not Ren. This is Galați, right here, Romanian side. This is Ren port, and then where the attacks occurred, it occurred here on the Ismail. They have three things. Let's see what this is. And they say right here, air defense shot down a drone in Naro-Formisk district in Moscow region. It's a different thing, is right here. They give us the general spiel. Ukrainian air defense shot down 41 of 42 Shahed drones overnight. Also, Russia launched 6 S-300 missiles from occupied part of Kherson region towards Mykolaiv. So they say they launched from here, from the Kherson, right here, to Mykolaiv. That's the S-300s. And the drones were launched, and I covered it in the other video, from 3 areas. One right here, the other one right here, Shauda, Cape, I can't remember how this goes, Bakalava, and the other one is Astrahan, Pakalan, right here, Primorsko, Akhtarsk, right here, from three locations. So let's go back to that map, right here, and let's see what happened in this one. And it says, Shahed drones in the south of Odessa region towards Ismail and Reni. So the Russians attacked both Ismail and Reni. As I said, they are 2 ports right here on this map. On this corner right here and right here, Ismail, and this is Reni. All right, my friends, we got that covered. So the Romanians are defended by the Germans. Jawohl, mein Parapap. And good, the Luftwaffe did its job. Maybe they got Adolf Galland as well. They just resuscitate him and put him over there. Or maybe Hermann Göring. He was an ace in the First World War. Yeah, that fat guy with the opium problem. He was an ace in the First World War and airplanes. He was very good. Yeah, those biplanes, pop. He got the biggest German decoration doing that. One of a few that got it. I know. Rommel also had. Remember Rommel, the desert fox in Africa? Yeah, with Montgomery. Is that what his name was? Yes. Yeah, in North Africa. So maybe they get, or Galland, which is one of the most well-known German Luftwaffe aces. He got 104, I think, hits, and most of them were on the Western Front, which was much harder than on the Eastern Front against the Soviets. That's why when you have other Luftwaffe aces, Germans, with double his number, I think one of them had like 300 and something, there were most of them in the Eastern Front, so the Russian easy targets. But that's why he is considered, and including that Adolf Galland, which I like a lot. There's interviews and many other things. He was the youngest general, I think, at one point, and he got some problems with Göring, obviously. Hitler protected Galland, and then they take him out and then put him back. He's the one that he was in charge of the escadrille, or at least the Messerschmitt 262, the jets, the first jets that they use. Galland wanted them to be fighter jets, and Adolf wanted them to be bombers. So we got a problem with that, and Galland said, I'm not going to fly it as a bomber, fuck you. And then eventually he got his wish, and they used them to attack the B-52s and whatever Mustangs were covering for the carpet bombing of the Allies, by the Allies by the German civilian cities like Hamburg, Dresden. Remember that one? Yeah, okay. Why don't you read about the Dresden massacre? That war crime right there. It was burned. There are books about it, and I suggest a historian that I like. His name is David. I can tell you his last name. I will just tell you the initial I. David I, a British historian. He wrote Dresden, and very interesting. So nevertheless, what's going on here? Romania gets out and gets a little bit angry about it, with the Germans next to them, obviously. Good job. Remember, Romania in that area, right here, by the Dobruja, it's called, this or area in Romania is called Dobruja. They're in here, the Romanians, and not only, they also have here in this north area by Ukraine, they have French military, they have Belgians, they have Americans, what don't they have? Let's put it this way, what don't they have? You know what they don't have? A Romanian army. That's what you don't. So Romania is very upset with that violation of humanitarian international law, okay? But in Gaza, let's abstain. I wonder why. What does that tell you? Well, me, it's just a confirmation. It's not a confirmation. I didn't need that because I know how the things are ran. But maybe for you, just click. Well, what's going on? Why? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.